What's up, everybody? I'm JT Magnum. Welcome to Niner News, and we are going to talk about defensive ends and defensive tackles this year in the draft for the San Francisco 49ers. The roster that we have now, and guys that I like in the draft that I looked at, been looking at magazines, been looking at all kinds of stuff, NFL Combine, watching countless videos of guys that I like, and I'm not going to go in depth at what I think from what I saw and things like that, but I will go and tell you guys who I like the 49ers to draft. Now, first and foremost, the Niners have some players on the defensive line still. A lot of people think that they're just thin because Justin Smith might retire and because of Ray McDonald getting rid of Ray McDonald because of that domestic abuse case thing that happened last year. But the Niners have some guys that they prepared for. They weren't prepared for the Ray McDonald thing. I'm sure they didn't think that was going to happen, but they definitely prepared for Justin Smith retiring. They've drafted accordingly. They've redshirted guys, basically, a la Tank Carradine, who stepped up big at the end of last season. Glenn Dorsey got hurt, and Ian Williams was hurt at the end of last year. Both couldn't play, and both couldn't finish the season, basically. And we added Darnell Dockett. So there's other guys too. There's Lawrence Okoye, who's been a project. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's 6'6", over 300 pounds, and this guy is just straight up an athlete. He's muscle, he's fast, he's strong, he's just an athlete. He's learning how to play football. And no other better person to teach him than Jim Tomsula, who's a defensive line coach and now the head coach of the 49ers. And I think he's starting to come along well. They said they're going to let him play against first stringers in the preseason to test him out, to see how he can do, see how his game is learning. But he, from what I know, is soaking up everything. And from what I hear and from what I read, he's been doing very well. I mean, he has setbacks here and there, but doesn't everybody. So Quentin Dial, who's coming back, Tony Gerard-Eddy, who's obviously, he was undrafted. He came onto the 49ers and made the team, and he does well for the 49ers. Mike Purcell, who redshirted as well. Caleb Ramsey, a defensive end, defensive tackle who can play well. A lot of the guys on the 49ers can shift. And that's the one thing beautiful about the 49ers defense. A lot of these guys can play defensive tackle and defensive end. And that's who I want them to draft, somebody like that. We're not sure about Justin Smith yet. We don't know if he's retiring or what's he doing. He hasn't said, what he's doing yet. So most people think he's going to retire. But the guys that I like coming out of college, a lot of people have Eric Armstead as a guy that the 49ers will draft at number 15. I'm looking for the Niners to try to trade to get more draft picks, maybe in the second round, because I would like to see them try to grab a receiver and a linebacker in the second round. And I would like them to grab maybe a cornerback in the first round, or maybe they, switch it up depending on what they grab. But if you're going to draft somebody in the first round, I think it should be somebody that's going to come in and start immediately. And I don't think these defensive ends are going to do that. And we got Tank Carradine, Darnell Dockett, Ian Williams coming back, Glenn Dorsey. I think that will make up the line right there. And I don't really see where somebody like an Eric Armstead or somebody can start over those guys yet. I don't see that happening. But I think the Niners could draft somebody in the second round or the third round at defensive end and maybe get a good quality defensive end that can learn under Dockett for a year, maybe possibly Justin Smith for a year, and sit back, play a little bit, here and there, fill some roles in there in the defensive line, but learn for a year and then come back the next year strong. I think you can get a good second or third rounder and be able to do that. So I'm hoping that the Niners actually trade back. I mean, I'm saying this a lot because, I don't know, we got a burner now in Torrey Smith. We still need wide receivers. We need like little key needs here and there. And this is a really deep draft for wide receiver. And it's kind of a deep draft for defensive end and defensive tackle as well. So I like Eric Armstead, but I think he's going to be gone. I don't think he's a good pick at number 15. I think they're reaching with that. There's a lot of guys I still see later on, and I'll talk about that in just a second. Mario Edwards Jr. is a guy that I think in the second round would be a great pickup. Eddie Goldman, who might drop to the second round. I'm not sure. He's from Florida State as well. Both of those actually are from Florida State. Eddie Goldman is the big boy at 6'4", 336. And just a run stuffer, another Vince Wilfork type of player, just a complete run stuffer. And I like him in the middle, it would be able to, but we need more defensive end. So other guys like Carl Davis from Iowa can play defensive end. Michael Bennett from Ohio State, who's 6'2", 293. He's the guy that really intrigues me. I really like him a lot, along with Mario Edwards Jr., because they got great size, both about 6'2", 6'3", both about 280, 290. But Michael Bennett will probably be best suited for the 49ers due to his, the way he, pursues and stops the run. I like him a lot. Mario Edwards Jr., now this guy could possibly, have a great, great motor, great to be able to stop the run, but also get to the quarterback. He's actually not, for 280, he ran pretty fast at the combine. He's a pretty quick dude, and I would like to see him get a nice burst off the line and get to the quarterback, because the 49ers do like to run those, they do like to rush 3 or 4 sometimes and then not blitz. But we're going to see what happens this year, because I think they're going to blitz more a little bit under Eric Mangini, so it'll be a little bit different. But I really would like to see what Mario Edwards Jr. There's another guy late, maybe fourth round or so, maybe 5th possibly. Derek Lott from Tennessee Chattanooga. I believe he was released or transferred from a different college and played at Tennessee Chattanooga, but don't hold me to that, I'm not sure. But here's another guy who's 6'4", 314 that can play defensive tackle and defensive end, and he's another high motor guy. He's one of those prospects that can play really, really well and do the job for the 49ers, sitting out a year. Now, a lot of people have Preston Smith going to the Niners, but I think he's going to be gone, either gone before 15, or I don't know if the Niners are going to reach out for him at that moment. I think he might drop to. I think he actually might drop to the second round as well. I like him, but I'm not sure about him. A lot of people said that he's one of those type of players that he just gets he can't play the full game. He gets tired, or he's not involved emotionally in it. He just doesn't seem to be one of those type of players. But a lot of people see things here and there, and then they're completely wrong. So not sure. But there's another guy, and he's probably the last guy I'll talk about. Very intriguing prospect, Cedric Reed from Texas, 6'5", 270, and apparently fast as heck too as well. And here's a guy that underachieved. He came in highly recruited, apparently. Is a guy that a lot of people thought was going to be amazing, but didn't pan out that way. But who knows what can change if you get drafted in the 3rd or 4th round in the NFL, and now you're doing this for career, not college, and your money and your home and your life revolves around it. This guy could turn around and, given the right franchise, the right system, the right people being around him, maybe he's a guy that could step up his game playing for the 49ers. So let me know what you guys think of the guys that I like. I know there's other guys out there. You feel free to put them in the comment section or whatever. But these are the guys I looked at and that I liked, and that I would like to see the Niners draft later. Like I said, I don't want them to draft a defensive end in the 1st round. I don't think it's worth it, given the guys talent that we already have on the line. Even if Justin Smith retires, I still like the talent that's on the 49ers defensive line. I would like to see them go corner or wide receiver in the 1st round. I don't want to see them go running back. I don't want to see them go inside linebacker 1st round. It's not worth it. We have guys. I really, really think the Niners should draft either a corner or a wide receiver in the 1st round. And I'm really stressing wide receiver first. I think we can get a great corner in the 2nd round and not have to worry about it. If anything, I'd like to see the Niners trade back and maybe, get a couple 2nd round picks and be able to pick, like I said, either in the 2nd round a corner or a wide receiver or an inside linebacker, and maybe the 3rd round get ourselves a defensive end. That's what I would like to see, and these are the guys that I liked. Hopefully that pans out that way. I don't know. I'm not a front office executive for the 49ers, so I don't know, but that's the way I would look into it. But we'll see what happens. So let me know in the comment section who you guys like at defensive end or defensive tackle, and let me know what you guys thought about my decisions or my guys that I was looking at. All right. So for JT Magnum and Niner News, I'm out. Peace, y'all.